Hey y'all, welcome to Growth Rising. My name is Bird, and today I'm just gonna give like a little overview of what astrology is. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us know that astrology can be dated back thousands of years. There's like little drawings in caves, even keeping up with the lunar cycle. But astrology is basically studying the patterns and movements of the planets. Um, And also, it's kind of like science meets spirit. And it's kind of combining the two because sometimes people will get astrology and astronomy confused because their names are so similar and they're both dealing with the planets. And it's also basically showing that everything in the universe talks to each other. Like, let's say if you have Jupiter square Mars and conjunct Venus or something like you can definitely see how all of this right here will work together, especially if you look at someone's birth chart. It can really tell you a lot about them because with astrology also, well, you know what? Let's backtrack a little bit before we get there. And there are different types of astrology. There's the Vedic astrology, which I think that one is more Hindi, and it's also based on the sidereal zodiac. There's the Chinese astrology, which is based on like a 12-year cycle. And there's the modern Western astrology, which is the one that I usually, go by. And so that's what you'll hear me talk a lot of. I have looked into some of the sidereal, but I don't know as much about it because the main one that I study is the modern Western astrology, which is based on the tropical zodiac. And also with the modern Western astrology, it's like comes from the Babylonian period. Well, Babylonian astrology rather, and it's also looking at the relationship from the relationship of the Earth to the Sun, and basically seeing how the two kind of talk to each other because all of the planets seem to just talk to each other. Or maybe I should just say the energy it feeds off of one another. Whichever one just makes the most sense to you. And also with the modern Western astrology, it's basically, we'll get a chart or a horoscope, and it's based on a specific time, date, and place. This right here will give you a lot of information about a person, and it has 12 equal houses with the 30 degrees in each house, which we can get into the different types of birth charts in another video because there's definitely more than the whole sign in the equal house. And with the tropical zodiac, it starts with Aries. And the 12 different houses, they represent basically 12 different stages of life and development. And no, it doesn't mean that, after 12 years, oh, everything is over. No, it just keeps going, and it's just different phases of your life that you'll be going through. Like, it can be like your Cancer year or your Aries year, just stuff like that, even though it's just one house it's just one spot in your birth chart. And I hope that I'm making a lot of sense and that I'm not confusing anyone. If I am, please just let me know. And also, with the modern Western, also focus on the psychological and humanistic side of astrology. And they usually say like the gender, like Mars is like he and Venus is like she. But in today's society, that doesn't necessarily hit the same as it used to. Even though, some people will still say he or she or it. But I know I hear a lot of people still say he with certain planets or she with other planets. Like with the moon, they'll be quicker to say she. It's just something that's been around for a really long time. And with the modern Western astrology, the names of the planets have basically got names basically like from the Greek gods, because when the Greeks defeated um the Babylonian, it was like they just kind of tweaked the astrology in a way that best fitted them. And that's what a lot of people that I know of, use is the the modern Western astrology. There are also some people who I know who use the sidereal, which is just basically like looking at the sky a bit differently. But like whether you use the sidereal, the tropical, the Chinese, a lot of the things that you'll see will be basically the same. Like it's basically like your approach on looking at it will be different. But like let's say just gonna go with Mars. Mars is a planet of passion and action and drive and motivation. You'll see that with other studies of like other types of studies of astrology, but it's able to go looking at it differently. Like I think with the sidereal, like right now we are in Gemini season. We just got into Gemini season, and in sidereal, I'm not going to say what season it'll be in because I don't want to be quoted on it and be incorrect. But I know it'll be like a different season because it's like usually a little off or like just a little different. But the energies are still the same for the most part. Like the energies are still the same with the different signs and the different planets. But yeah, and with astrology during the Middle Ages is when astrology was really flourishing and everybody was catching on to it and wanting to, study more about it. But in the 19th century is kind of like when it started to decline. It actually seems like astrology is starting to pick up a bit more now. I know I was listening to the radio the other day and somebody had said something about how they were being affected by the Mercury retrograde, which I was like, well, that's cool because usually when I would talk about like a Mercury retrograde, people would be like, so what does that mean? What's the big deal about it? And so then I have to go through like, okay, well, this right here can happen during a Mercury retrograde, or this right here can be something that you experience when there's a Mercury retrograde. So it was kind of cool to hear somebody talking about it on the radio that I was listening to, well, the radio station that I was listening to. But yeah, that's just some of the things that I got about astrology. And no, astrology is not a it's not a it's not a religion. Which I know that some people might think, oh, so your religion is astrology. Astrology is the study of just like like how the ology means study of like biology, astrology, psychology, astronomy. Well, no, that's different. What am I about to say? Sociology. Yeah, all of these ologies. That's like astrology, psychology. All of that are the study. All of those are basically the study of something. So I just also wanted to clear that up because I don't want somebody to say my religion is astrology. I mean, if you want to say that, that's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. But it's not like like I'm just gonna use like Jehovah Witness or something. Like it's not like you're gonna meet up at a certain place unless you go to like something that someone is specifically having for astrology. Like you're not gonna go to like temple or something and y'all are going to learn about astrology there because astrology is something that you can learn on your own. If you would like to take a course, there are several people who do give courses on astrology, but you can definitely learn it on your own. There's a lot of books out there. You can also look at a lot of websites. You can go through a lot of YouTube videos, but yeah, there's a lot of ways to learn astrology. I know I've been learning it, and I have definitely been loving it. And I have went to all the sources I have just named. Like I've went to different websites, different books, different YouTube videos. I have even talked to people who have been studying astrology longer than I have, and it's just something that you never stop learning. You never stop. Because it's something that's always like it's always something more to learn, basically. But yeah, that was kind of a brief overview of what astrology is, and I hope that it did help somebody. And if so, why not give the video a like? Okay, well, y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.